Good afternoon, Sis Pat.
Afternoon, and Japs. We are here again. We are proceeding. As we said, we want to go back to Zumbu when he testified in court relating to his statement. So Japs is going to play the proceedings of that day to us so that masterminds can see and hear for themselves. We are not going to come here with speculations and allegations. We come here with what actually happened on record in front of South Africa. So masterminds, you already know what to do when you come into the house. Today we are working, we are pushing. Please like, please subscribe, and please share, and also become as a member of this channel. So there the video is. You can start playing the jobs.
When you said with Brigadier Gininda to take that statement, was he in the company of somebody else, or was it just the two of you?
Nkathi Brigadier Gininda started kona ke statement kwakuyena kuphela noma kunomuntu ayehamba naye ngalelo langa lelo?
Ngicabanga ukuthi wayenomunye asebenzisana naye.
I think he was, sorry.
Sergeant Mohale.
I think he was with a colleague, Sergeant Mohale.
And when the statement was made, you were interviewed for the purposes of making this statement. What language was used?
Uluphi ulimi enani khulumisana ngalo?
isiZulu.
isiZulu.
And obviously, for obvious reasons, I take that he also spoke Zulu, so you understood each other.
Ukusho ukuthi nanizwana naye khuluma isiZulu nizwana?
Yebo.
Yes.
And after making this statement and the contents of that be reduced to writing, was it read back to you?
Emuva kokuthi ke istatement lesi ke sesenzile ngomagama esebhale phansi ke ngabe wathi uma seqedile ke wakufundela lokhu abhaliwe?
Ukucacisa kulokho istatement ngazenzela mina kodwa ngangisenze ngesandla sasingatypiwe.
To explain to that, I reduced the statement to writing myself with my own handwriting, but it wasn't typed.
Okay. And your handwritten statement, once you were satisfied with the contents thereof, you then initialed all the pages and signed the signing page and had it commissioned by a commissioner of oaths, correct?
Umusuqedile ke wa initial noma wa sign ke emuva kokuthi ke emuva kwalokho sasesikommissioner ke.
Yebo.
Yes.
And you are satisfied that the document in front of you, you confirm that it's your statement?
Nelisekile ke ukuthi lesi siphambi kwakho isona statement sakho?
Yebo.
Yes.
Thank you, my lord. I mean, that's the court places.
Now, there is evidence, and I'm quoting my learned colleagues here, that you say you have made a written statement.
Inkantolo ithi ke kunofakazi noma kukhona ubufakazi okushiwo ke abameli lapha ukuthi ubufakazi bakho kwiviki endlulile
Uthe sit down. Yes.
Uthe uma ukhuluma la inkantolo wathi kune statement owasibhala wena ngesandla sakho wathi abameli yiloko okushilo wena ngeviki endlule.
My justice into bengikhuluma ngayo mangithi kunezinto ngiyibhale ngesandla kufana nakho ngalo istatement esitypiwe ngiyabhala njengoba bengilungisa kulo ma mistake into engangikhuluma ngazo mhlawumbe ngangibhala idate mhlawumbe ngangibhale kwi-newspaper or kwi-slip sasethilini or low notice engiyithole nje kune-information
esibambe kancane nje. What I was referring to, my lord, the witness is referring to this typed version where there are some corrections made on it. That I was referring where I would pick up that there is something, I would then correct that. Whether I was writing on a newspaper, I was writing on a receipt or a slip, but that is what I was referring to, my lord, when I said that I had wrote down. There are certain things that I wrote down. Yebo?
And my justice angaze ngenze istatement koyi-1 until the 31st. That's why ukuthi mayithi ne-statement angisazosithatha akekho noyi-1 into engamenzela statement.
There's not a single person that I made a statement to except the statement that I made on the 31st. Hence then I'm surprised when he says that he's got a statement which I don't know where he or she took it from, but I've never made a statement except for the one of the 31st.
Right?
So you see,
Yes.
yes. It's where we are. It is where it is where we are. It is where we are. While you still you
Lost
see,
for words.
don't be.
Not
Don't
because I don't have anything to say. I have so much to say. I have so much to say, but I'm lost for words because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for Ratha's sake. Because Ratha is a judge who always tell everyone in South Africa. It is a judge who listens. He don't forget. He listens. He remember everything. Now come Ratha, the same judge, 50-year-old experienced judge who listen, who remember everything. Now come Judge Ratha, any dispute, evidence that was given by Zumbu under oath in court. Ratha is the one who's disputing the evidence. Whereby Zumbu was so confident, you can hear, the confidence was oozing. He was saying, I wrote that statement myself with my own handwriting. I initialed it, and I made. I have too much to say. I'm just afraid I'm going to say things that are going to hurt a lot of people on TikTok. I don't want the TikTokers. Let me give you the
why
opportunity.
is because now if we like this, because we were talking about Ratha and in his court, there's something that from Ohms Unfiltered, actually, people can just go for detail on that clip, basically. I just want to play the first part here.
Interpreting, eh?
Yes, madam.
They told you how we are going to do it.
Yes, madam.
How
Mr.
they
Thomas
saying,
informed
as they saying
me.
you are going to do it?
He said I will have to firstly read into English, and then after that I will have to interpret it into Isiso.
Okay, all right, fine.
As you can hear, Jonas definitely did not come back to Judge Ratha's courtroom. He said, absolutely not. I am not going to sit there and read 34 pages in English, paragraph by paragraph. Read one paragraph.
Now, suspect, I actually played this clip. People can just go on and listen to that. But how do you get to a point where we agree to proceed without the interpreter?
And I'm very grateful for Mzazi for making that video, because I actually watch her videos more than I watch mine. I hardly ever watch our videos in Japs. I really don't know. I go to her and I went to her videos when I see she's analyzing the court and actually analyzing our videos. I enjoy it more that way. Understand? So yes, how did we get here where we are proceeding with a trial and the accused is not part of the trial? The accused are not part of the trial. Just, yeah, let's leave it. We will come back tomorrow. How did we arrive at this point of time in our lives where our courts are being run like this Pakistani possessions?
Well, I wouldn't go as far as comparing to that, because There are some efficient courts that are actually doing things correctly, basically.
I know, but we are
Yes.
specifically concentrating on this court and judge. I posted the magistrate who presided in my case. When I posted him yesterday because he made me respect court. Because the way he ran the proceedings in that court, you as an accused person I felt respected by the magistrate in that court because he didn't choose sides. He treated everyone equally. It was nice for me to be tried in that court because I could sense from him that his principle, it was professional, it was ethical, the integrity in the way. You can already see when a trial starts, when a magistrate is biased. You can already feel in the way a magistrate is acting. But from the moment he took over that case, I was assured the justice was going to prevail. That's why I'm not referring to other courts because we know in other courts, like the Judge Nathan Erasmus court, we saw professionality, integrity, respect. We are referring to this court of Ratha in Baloyi, when we talk about how our courts are being turned into dispossessions. We are referring to this court.
Yeah. Because whenever we need to look at Constable Zumbu's evidence, we need to see it in a view how did this same court, Ratha's court, has respected Constable Zumbu. How Ratha's court has went on to give undeserved respect to people who actually constantly lied. Do you understand? And we must remember that who we're dealing with here, because we're looking at the court here. We're looking for his experience, because yesterday he even told this guy, says, yeah, if you guys know the law, this thing will have not happened. But let's just remind Mastermind, because now it seems as if now people are calling each other there. Can we listen to this clip?
The accused before court have been on warning all along, and it is not
Sorry.
if it is
Sorry. Sorry, JP. Yeah, you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying.
Now,
we know
now, yes,
the respect that we have for courts and judges. Everyone knows when you don't even have to be told. Everyone knows when you enter a courtroom, you either put your phone on silence or you switch it off entirely. I tend to switch my phone off because I'm always afraid that I might make a mistake and not put it in silence and people start ringing because I know my phone is very busy. Why would a judge have a charara in court? And then it rings and rings and rings, and then he even tells people that the JPC, he knows that the judge is currently busy with a very, very important trial, a high-profile trial. He called the judge, and the judge, charara, because there is not a smartphone, there's a charara. He's ringing, and the judge is even saying he's the JP. Why?
Because you asked me that I must go back I'm trying to answer the why. And I'm trying to also have what the allegation that you were told at the back of your mind. And I want Real Mastermind to read here. Judge Ratha, what Valeria, correction, how did you read Baloyi's mind? It is clear now that your actions are tantamount to collusion with the state. At Baloyi, stop making incorrect statement. Mohane Mohola never mentioned Mangena being there in Pretoria mode. Listen to this.
What's the time now? Can we go at half past? Can we go at half past?
I requested.
The only place where I can get a tape measure is at the office, not here.
That's what I thought. But Silverton is not farmers. Lunchtime, you can take an hour.
Yes, Mr. I've got a laser measurement that we can use.
Mini laser, yes.
Yes, Mr.
Just before we adjourn, my lord, we just want to refer
Is that
you.
about the correction?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it.
Valeria.
Valeria.
The 1st of June 2020, it was at Valeria where he met Gininda.
Sorry, are we re-examining? You're still under cross-examination.
Yes,
Now, I'm done with that aspect.
No, we are objecting. We say, my lord, that proposition that was put to the witness is not correct. The witness testified that on the first occasion, on the 1st of June 2020, at Villera Police Station, that's when he met Gininda. And on the 17th of June 2020, that's when he said he only received a call from Gininda, and that Mohane was present. My learned friend is making an incorrect proposition to the witness.
No, but
Okay, fine. You can argue that.
yeah,
You can argue that. The record has it.
yes.
So when you argue, you can say you were incorrect, blah, blah, blah. So he's saying you can only get the tape in his office.
Now, do you see how do you see how Ngomezulu was being mised there? Ngomezulu was able to solicit an indirect confession,
Yes.
which from Mangena, which was placing Brigadier Gininda when Danzi said he was
Yes.
on the 17th.
Yes.
When Danzi was being stripped to look for tattoos, to look for certain things.
And
Now, so that is very important, Suspect. Because now, if Baloyi is objecting, how did Ratha knew that Baloyi is going to make a correction? And Ratha utsena kai, ungena kuphi Ratha, ungena kuphi wena on those corrections? Because especially we need to say this things before we're taking all this clip. We're hoping that most people were actually mature to actually see what I was seeing at the time. These are clips, go back there. Yes. Because I will stop and say, but this is unusual. I'll put a clip there with few spelling errors, what have you not. Because Mohane and Mohola, they don't even say that Mangena was there. They saying it was just the two of them. Mohane, in fact, he says it was just him and Mabena. Mohola only arrived there late on the 17th. Danzi saying the boardroom was full. And the state denied that. You can proceed, Suspect.
all I wanted to say, you know what, but there's one. If there's still people out there who are pushing or driving the narrative that these 5 accused persons was in that house, then I will say with my chest out that somewhere, somehow, you are being handled. Someone is handling you to push this narrative. And because you are being handled, you cannot change, although you know the truth. And when someone are being handled, it means he cannot use his mind anymore. Other people is using his mind for you. Other people is telling him, you know what, on this particular day you must say this. This is the narrative. The script are coming from someone behind. I'm telling you with my chest out, and you can come for me. You can come for me. I'm used to this. But we know now that we are sitting with a prosecutor and a judge who are meeting. Hence, Mnisi said, you will never meet with Baloyi alone. You will never meet with Baloyi alone. He makes sure that everything he says is on record because he knows exactly how the state operates. Nisi knows exactly how the state operates. That's why he will never find himself in a situation where he's going to meet with Baloyi alone. Baloyi have probably told Ratha that he met with the defense. And Nisi disputed it because Ratha said, when you meet alone, I'm not part of what you are discussing. I'm not part of what you are discussing. When Ratha brought Makaleni in this case, then Ratha said, no, it was a meeting between the defense and. So what Ratha is bringing into this court is discussions between him and the state of the record. Then they bring it inside court. They bring it inside court.
And Suspect, I want to take you back because we've been saying these things. We've been saying these things again. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, no, let's just audio him. So here, this is what we are seeing here, Suspect. We posted something here where we actually saying untold mistake. We need the name of Jesus to save Danza from being a victim. This was in line where I still believe that Mdluli was just sentenced. The information, the evidence that was sentenced with was just, it was on technicalities, on law, basically. There was no compelling evidence that will have allowed the court to prosecute Mdluli on the matter of assault. I'm saying this in a lot of respect that there are people, women who've been assaulted, not as far back as 89, very recently, but the court still fails to actually to prosecute them, to prosecute those victims. I'm not saying these things is paid with the view of maybe maybe trying to make things a little bit easier for Mdluli. But all that I'm saying that there's a problem in that court because the court has a selective amnesia. And
it's not, you know what, Punjabs, when a judge cannot be selective amnesia, when a judge once made a mistake, a grave mistake, in one case, then you will be very particular to not repeat the same mistake. Now, in the Jeppe case, Ratha made a grave mistake by sentencing one of the accused person for a charge that was not for case that was not charged with. And all he did later was to apologize. He had to overturn his judgment and he just apologized. Now, if we can, there's another it's not the only one, there's another case where he also made a mistake, but there's one in the Jeppe. Remember the Jeppe massacre case was a huge, like this was also a high profile case. So can we keep on calling these mistakes? Can we keep on calling these mistakes? We cannot. We cannot keep on saying that the judge made a mistake here. No, the judge made a mistake there. How many mistakes did he make already in this case? Can we keep on when the judge lashes out at black lawyers and keep on saying that? Because that's one of lashing out. He did the same thing in another case. There's one thing of lashing out at a lawyers. The other lawyers in another case made an application for his recusal because he did exactly the same thing. Can we keep on calling Judge Ratha's behavior simple mistakes?
No, because I think, suspect when it comes to Advocate Baloyi, Ratha has a soft spot for some odd reason when it comes to state. Let me just remind Real Mastermind again, because there's an incident where Zungu and Stein, they contradicting each other. It's
Statement of Mr. Mushwana, who also testified, was handed up.
You guys, you'll hear the audio. It might not be good, but then you'll see that breaking news that says Advocate Baloyi just contradicted Zungu. Zungu says the accused came back to the hostel where he saw them handing a gun over and to Kwabin. And Stein says the phone was in Molelegi section until 10 o'clock. If these accused persons were intruders, why the stolen phone is not in the hostel? Now, I want you to listen then now to the argument, to Baloyi's.
Mr. Mushwana, who also testified, was handed up as Exhibit O in brackets 3, and he mentions that he received one Samsung S3 in item 1 of his statement.
Le statement is a high Mushwana ka Exhibit O3 o tla tse go rola fana ntlha e ka bo ntho e no le cell phone ya Samsung S3. I understand that. Ngiyabuzwa lokho ke ukuthi umshwana nayo uyasho kule yangqinye yobufakazi i-O3 ukuthi wathola ke i-cellphone okuyiyona Samsung S3.
And just lastly, Colonel Stein testified on the 28th of July 2023, page 17 of the record, lines 17 to 19. That he said okay. Then again on 26 October at 21:52 minutes and 56 seconds, that cell phone, referring to the cell phone that was robbed, received an SMS while at the reception area of 3G Muleleki, W2SGS, and the phone stays in that vicinity until 21:53:44. Do you have any comment?
Ebe bona le tletse o ka tshwara mo mo bona di se se sa bua ni
Check. I cannot come.
No, there isn't. I do not have anything. I don't know. I don't show them. I don't know what to
So, these are a series of things, of these things that have been happening in court, where witnesses, that goes even to the fake OB entries, to witnesses contradicting themselves, and the record gets to be corrected in court. So now what is important is that it becomes very, very sad.
Very, very sad. And you know what is ironical about this? In 2008, 30 October 2008, Judge, this is a news article of Mainland Guardian. Judge lashes out at absent advocate. Johannesburg High Court Judge Ratha Mukwatleng lashed out at the country's legal system on Thursday, saying it has lost its integrity. 2008.
Let me then do that. Let me do that so that Real Mastermind not gonna say you are also getting information somewhere. Just read
This is an article of Mail and Guardian, 30 October 2008. Jeppe massacre. Judge lashes out at absent advocate. Johannesburg High Court Judge Ratha lashed out at the country's legal system on Thursday, saying it has lost its integrity. The Bar Council's ethical standards have been eroded to such a point that a council can justify his absence in court by saying he's somewhere in the rear and request to be fetched, Mokgateng said. He was referring to one of the Jeppestown massacre defense advocate Mlungisi Buthelezi after he again failed to arrive in court on time. It is obvious that particular counsel doesn't respect the integrity of this court. Neither does he respect the integrity of his colleagues and his own integrity as a counsel, he said. The judge then instructed Sianda Mgomezulu to apply for a new legal representative from the legal aid board. So this is not a new thing. This is not a new thing from Judge Ratha to dismiss lawyers and say, you are not a lawyer of the accused anymore. This lawyer must now apply for a new lawyer.
And he likes to make legal aid.
And he likes to choose legal aid. This person have a lawyer. He have a lawyer that he paid and Judge Ratha say, I'm dismissing you. You accused, apply for a lawyer from legal aid. But Mgomezulu refused, saying Buthelezi understood the matter better as he has represented him throughout the trial. He said a new lawyer wouldn't understand what happened during court proceedings. However, the visibly enraged Mokgateng brushed off Mgomezulu's place, saying this court will not be held to ransom by a counsel who switches off his phone knowing the case starts at 9:10 p.m. He has done it before. Buthelezi also delayed proceedings on Wednesday when he failed to arrive on time. Mokgateng postponed his judgment to Friday to allow Mgomezulu to apply for new legal representatives. And it seems like Judge Ratha's courts have forever started at 10 o'clock since 2008.
So now what we're seeing here is that every time when he's there, he will drag legal aid. He wants to be in charge. We even had lawyers that are saying, yeah, the judge has a sense of agency and everything like that. I may not be qualified to comment on his legal experience, basically. But I'm saying that if he tells us that he listened, he must also allow himself that he could be old now. Certain things he could be missing some of the things.
And we saw, like you said, he have a soft spot for Baloyi. But Judge Ratha doesn't listen to the defense lawyer. He keep on interjecting when they are speaking. He never interjects Baloyi. Never. But as soon as the defense stand up, Ratha interjects them. Okay, now, Njabs, let me just, before we finish off with Ratha's judgment. Ratha Mokgateng made errors in judgment leading to incorrect convictions or sentences, such is in the JP case, where he convicted someone of murder where they were not charged with it, and the Singandi Tsambo's case where an incorrect judgment was also delivered. Judge Mokgateng has also issued an apology for racial. This is the one that we know about. The one where he had to issue an apology where he made the racial demand. So in two previous cases, Judge Ratha made grave mistakes. Grave mistakes. So if Judge Ratha is going to make a judgment in this case and convict the accused, and the appeal court is later going to overturn their judgment, are we also going to say Judge Ratha made a mistake? Is that now going to be added to the previous 2 mistakes? In judgment, in judgment, the 50-year-old a judge who knows so much made 2 grave errors. Are we also now going to say, if the appeal court overturned Judge Ratha's judgment, that it was just a 3rd mistake, it was just another mistake? How many mistakes can you make with people's lives?
Yes. Now, suspect, we're not going to get to that point because Baloyi should have corrected a lot of things. And we've said that Zumbu and state misled the judge to make an incorrect finding. Please, Advocate Baloyi, make an application that Zumbu will get in trouble. We need true justice for the mayor. As I put Zungu did to make a statement, activate a witness protection. Now, the question is, Zungu has been under witness protection, but how do you suspect get to be approved to be on a witness protection, of which probably you could comment better on that, without even a risk assessment being done, you giving a statement? So how did they put you? They've not even tested your statements and everything, but already Zung is under witness protection.
You was already under witness protection. Who did? Now let's ask the question to the South African Police Service. Who did Zungu's threat assessment? Who is the crime intelligence officer? Because threat assessments are being done by crime intelligence, and we are a member of the South African Police Services. Threat assessments are being done by SSA when you are a member of the public. So now Zungu's threat assessment was supposed to be done by crime intelligence. Who did Zungu's threat assessments and found that there were threats against Zungu's life, and then went to the NPA to apply, because remember NPA is responsible for witness protection, went to the NPA, sat down with NPA and came to the conclusion that indeed Zungu should be placed in witness protection. It's a question. We are asking. We are not fighting. We know the processes.
Yes, yeah, no. We hope Real Masterminds are actually going to unpack that. We appreciate the information that you continue to give us. All that we're saying is that Zungu is a lie. So I know, having said what we've said, Suspect, I can tell you what I see next week Tuesday is that Ratha has no choice but either than to acquit accused number 4.
And so we will keep on keeping on, and so we will make sure that we expose the truth so that the persons who came to court and lie under oath, like Zungu, should be held accountable. Persons like Zungu who joined the police to destroy other people's lives, to send people to jail for crimes they never committed, persons like Zungu must also be charged and go to jail. We are going to end it here, masterminds. You know what to do when you come into the house. You must like, you must share, you must comment, and subscribe, and also become a member of this channel. Until we come back again with more, you know you are getting it from the real masterminds. We will proceed. The more information we get from you, the more we will dig, and we will come back with confirmed information. Where we speculate, we will say, no, this is allegations, we are speculating, but we always make sure that when we come here, our information is confirmed. So we are going to leave it here. Please enjoy your weekend until we see again, one another again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your weekend.